I mean, there are as many kids in jail on a given night in Queensland as in New South Wales and Victoria combined, the two biggest states in the country. It should be a national disgrace and there should be national action. You're here in Canberra. What are you asking of the Commonwealth?
Yeah, so we're asking for leadership. We're asking to recognise the responsibility that exists for children and young people who are in contact with the criminal justice system. There's such, in terms of the policy environment that has evolved in Queensland, there is no other ending to this story than continuing to escalate the numbers of children and young people that are in watch houses. I believe yesterday was the last day I checked, there were 56 children housed in adult watch houses across Queensland, some for over 10 days. Last year...
It's basically a bare police cell with nothing.
Yes, that's correct. And so that should be unlawful. That is cruel. If I go back a decade, even 2 decades in Queensland, it used to be unimaginable that a child would ever spend 24 hours in a police cell. There were so many things put in place that made it so difficult for approvals to be given to hold a child for more than 24 hours. But now it is common practice. We are seeing children, young people coming into contact, being placed in watch houses when it is their first interaction with the system because of the presumption against bail. So it is not that the laws are playing out and focusing on serious repeat offenders, which is how a lot of those things are marketed. Many of the children that are sitting in watch houses have never been there before. So the harm that is done, the disincentive that provides in terms of helping kids to reintegrate because they're kind of feeling, I've seen the worst of it now. Those things are incredibly harmful. They are an absolute impediment to reintegration of children and young people. And I'm not sure if any of you have ever sat inside of a watch house or visited children and young people in those places. It is horrific. And so to think that we have 10-year-olds in Queensland where it is now lawful to place a child in a watch house for an indefinite period of time at the sole discretion of the Director General for that department should alarm the Commonwealth, because in terms of a worst case scenario, the poster child of failure of our United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, that should concern you. But that is happening in Queensland.